The hidden world of political lobbying, how money buys power. Behind the grand facades of legislative buildings and the polished smiles of politicians lies a shadowy world where influence is currency and access is a privilege. It's a realm where multi-billion-dollar industries and special interest groups quietly shape the laws that govern everyday lives, all through the enigmatic art of lobbying. While democracy promises power to the people, the truth is often far murkier. Those with the deepest pockets frequently hold the loudest voices. From backroom deals to lavish fundraisers, the hidden world of political lobbying is where money not only talks but dictates policy. And as you'll soon discover, this covert marketplace of influence has profound consequences for democracy itself. Welcome to the game of life. We're thrilled to have you here. Before you dive into the next adventure, hit subscribe and ring that notification bell so you're always in on the action. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. It only gets better from here. Imagine a world where ballots take a back seat to bank balances, where the true power brokers aren't the voters in crowded polling stations, but the wealthy few who know exactly which ears to whisper into. Welcome to the hidden world of political lobbying, where influence is bought and democracy often comes with a price tag. Politics is often painted as a grand arena of ideals, a place where passionate leaders champion the will of the people. But pull back the curtain, and you'll find a different game entirely. Here, the real battles aren't fought with principles, but with persuasion, and the winners aren't always those with the best ideas, but those who can masterfully bend the agenda to their will. At its surface, lobbying sounds innocent enough, just advocacy in action. It's citizens and organizations stepping up to make their voices heard, pushing for policies they believe in. But introduce billions of dollars into the mix, and things get murky fast. Suddenly, it's not just about voicing concerns, it's about buying access. It's the difference between knocking on the door of democracy and slipping a key to those who can afford it. When money floods the halls of power, the line between honest advocacy and strategic influence fades, and what's left is a game where the highest bidder often writes the rules. Did you know that in the United States alone, over $4 billion is spent on lobbying every year? That's more than the budgets of some entire countries. But where does all that money go? Money doesn't just talk, it rewrites the script. It can shape laws, steer policies, and at times bend reality itself. In the hidden corridors of power, pharmaceutical companies have molded healthcare legislation to keep drug prices high, turning life-saving treatments into luxury items. Tech giants have quietly influenced digital privacy laws, ensuring that your data remains a profitable asset. Meanwhile, industries like oil and tobacco have played a long game, using their deep pockets to stall critical environmental regulations, keeping profits flowing even as the planet pays the price. Consider this. Why does insulin, a century-old medication, cost hundreds of dollars in some countries while remaining affordable elsewhere? Why do cigarettes, despite their well-known dangers, remain on store shelves? And why do fossil fuel subsidies endure, even as climate change threatens our future? The uncomfortable truth is that in many cases, the answers have little to do with the public good and everything to do with private profit. When money buys influence, the public interest is often left holding the bill, paying not just in dollars, but in quality of life, safety, and a sustainable future. It's easy to feel powerless, to feel like your voice doesn't matter when billion-dollar corporations seem to hold the remote control to democracy. You might be struggling to pay bills, worried about healthcare, or frustrated by injustice, and wondering, who's fighting for me? But here's the real twist. While money might buy a seat at the table, it can't buy authenticity. Lobbyists can script speeches and fund campaigns, but they can't manufacture the raw, unfiltered power of real voices. There's a force in genuine grassroots movements that no checkbook can match, a strength rooted in truth, resilience, and a shared purpose. History proves it. Time and again, change has erupted not from gilded boardrooms, but from crowded streets and humble gatherings. Whether it was civil rights, women's suffrage, or environmental activism, the most profound shifts began with ordinary people refusing to accept the status quo. When voices rise together, echoing truth and demanding justice, Even the tallest towers of influence can tremble. If the weight of the system feels like too much to bear, take a breath. You are not alone. The frustration you feel is real, and so is the strength you carry. The challenges you face may seem immense, but within you lies the power to push back. Your voice might feel small in a world of powerful interests and polished lobbyists, but never underestimate it. Because when your voice joins with others, it creates a chorus, one too loud to silence, too bold to dismiss. Throughout history, real change has rarely started with those in power. It began with ordinary people who refused to accept the status quo. It started with voices like yours, standing up, speaking out, and demanding better. Whether it's through a vote, a protest, a conversation, or a simple act of kindness, every action matters. And when voices unite, they transform from a ripple into a wave strong enough to reshape the system itself. Let's imagine people standing together, voices rising, communities uniting. Support independent journalism. Vote in every election. Join community groups. Educate yourself and those around you. These actions, while small, create ripples of change. In the labyrinth of modern politics, lobbying has become a force too powerful to ignore. What was once intended as a means to ensure diverse voices are heard has evolved into a high-stakes game where wealth often trumps wisdom. As the powerful few continue to pull the strings from behind the scenes, the ideals of fairness and equality hang in the balance. To safeguard democracy, transparency must not just be encouraged, but demanded. Because in the hidden world of political lobbying, it is only when the shadows are exposed to light that real change can begin, and the promise of true representation can finally be fulfilled. The hidden world of political lobbying may seem like an impenetrable fortress, shrouded in secrecy and built on the foundations of wealth and influence. But remember this, darkness is always threatened by light. Even the deepest shadows can't withstand a single, determined spark. History is filled with moments when that spark grew into a blazing revolution, when small acts of courage turned into unstoppable movements. So keep fighting, keep hoping, keep believing. Because a better world isn't just a distant dream, it's within our grasp. Every voice raised in truth, every action taken with purpose, chips away at the walls of corruption and inequality. The path may be long, but every step forward matters. Change might not come overnight, but persistence has toppled empires and rewritten destinies. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay curious, and most importantly, stay empowered. The world needs your light more than ever.